Okay, so we're going to now look at the fixed LOD expression or level of detail expression. So let's create a calculated field, right? So let's say total sales fixed. So you don't have to type the squiggly bracket. If you start FIX and then do a tab, that will automatically type in the squiggly bracket for you and the keyword, right? Fixed. So now I don't want to specify anything at all. Okay, no dimensions. So that means it'll all be added up to the top level. Right? So after specifying 0 or more dimensions, then you have to have a colon. So that's what separates the level of detail portion from the computation portion. Okay, so since we have 0 dimensions, so the aggregation is going to be all, right? And then let's say sum of sales, right? So now I have to type in the finishing squiggly bracket. So now calculation is valid. So now this means this particular field will have total sales no matter what the viz LOD is, right? All right. So if I bring in like sales here, so that is at the top aggregation, right? Now if I bring in product category, then the sum is disaggregated into each of those categories. But it doesn't matter at this point. Suppose if I bring in total sales fixed, okay, and put it here, and you can see the detail there. Then you see total fixed sales is the same. It doesn't matter what the level of detail is. Okay, let's look at this side by side. So to have these side by side, the best way to have these summarization side by side is to use measure names as your columns. Okay. Let's take that out. Measure names and then measure values as text. Let's put measure names in rows. Okay. So now we don't want all of it. We want just say sales. So bring in measure names to filter, right? It's already there. So edit filter, remove everything except sales and total sales fixed. Okay, so that's our regular sales. Total sales is the total sales fixed is the calculated field in which we used the LOD expression fixed. Okay. Let's measure name should be in columns. Let's bring in product category into those. So now you see that once product category is brought in, product category is the level of detail in the visualization. So sales is then automatically disaggregated to the level of detail. So the aggregation for sales is product category, whereas total sales fixed doesn't care about what the viz LOD is. It's going to be determined based on the LOD expression. Okay. Same if you bring in product subcategory, and you see the same thing. So this remains the same. Right? So why would you want to do that anyway? Okay. If you sometimes you may want to make computations based on a fixed value, okay, irrespective of what is in the visualization, right? Suppose you bring in, okay, let's do this. Let's create a new calculated field, and we'll call this sales as percentage of total, right? So now you do sum of sales divided by sum of total sales fixed. Okay. So now what this is going to do is this is going to give us the sales as percentage always as a percentage of the total sales irrespective of the level of detail of the visualization, irrespective of Viz LOD, right? Okay, let's see how we're going to use this. Now let's bring in sales as percentage of total and drop it here. Okay, and that will, I'm sorry, not there. Let's bring in sales as percentage of total and drop it here. Okay, so now that's listed, and let's remove this, we don't need that one. And let's format the zeros. Okay, percentage of total, we want that to be percent. Okay, so now we have that. And let's add totals so we will see how this works. All subtotals and column total. Okay. Let's do one more thing so we can compare the fixed LOD with regular computations. All right. So let's. I'm going to bring in. Let's bring in sales. So right click, drag and drop it here. If you do right click, drag and drop, so it will give you a chance to select something other than sum, because if you select sum, it's already there, it's not going to take it. So let's look at something else and then do the computation. So now we have the average. Right, let's put it over there. Okay. Now I want to change that bill. Okay, I want to express this as a percentage of total. Okay. So average sales, quick table computations, percent of total. Okay. So now it's using the average, so we need to change that average back to sum. So now you see both of these columns are exactly same, right? Because this column calculates each row as a percentage of the total. Now this one does the same thing, but it does it with the LOD expression. So now see what happens when I bring in something else like order priority. If I bring in order priority and select critical and high. Okay. So now you see they are different. Why are they different? Because this one is a regular calculated field. Regular calculated fields will be calculated based on the Viz LOD. The Viz LOD here is product, subproduct, product category, product subcategory, and order priority high and critical. So order priority is also in the Viz LOD. Okay. So the percentage of total here is based on this total, which is only high and critical order priority. But this column, okay, it doesn't care about the Viz LOD. The denominator is still the grand total. The denominator is not the grand total of the Viz. It's the grand total from the data. That's what fixed does. Because in the LOD expression we used fixed, okay, it doesn't care what the Viz LOD is, it will always use the aggregation with fixed level of detail. Okay. Is that good?